The Book of Dominoes, a scriptural breakdown. The Book of Dominoes, often categorized within the broader lost books or pseudepigraphical traditions, is a specialized text focusing on the law of sequential consequence. It uses the metaphor of falling tiles to explain how single actions, whether righteous or sinful, trigger a chain of events that affect generations. Main points and core themes. The first push. The text emphasizes that every major catastrophe or blessing begins with a first push, the initial choice. It argues that humans are often blind to the momentum they create. The gap of grace. A central teaching is the gap, a space between tiles where a person can intervene to stop a negative chain reaction through repentance or turning away, as seen in Jubilees 5 verse 17. Symmetry and order. The book posits that the universe is not chaotic, but structured. Every action has an equal and corresponding reaction that must eventually play out. The weight of the tile. Not all actions are equal. Some tiles are heavier than others, requiring more spiritual strength to stop once they begin to fall. Relevance. Then, in the ancient context, the Book of Dominoes served as a theodicy, an explanation for why suffering happens to good people. It suggested that individuals were often caught in a sequence started by their ancestors, the sins of the fathers. For an ancient audience, it provided a visual and mathematical way to understand moral responsibility. It moved the concept of fate away from the whims of unpredictable gods and toward a system of cause and effect governed by divine law. Relevance. Now, today the book acts as a precursor to what we call systems thinking or the butterfly effect. In a globalized world, our modern tiles are economic, environmental, and digital. Digital footprints. A single post or action online can trigger a global chain reaction beyond the creator's control. Generational trauma. The book's focus on sequential consequence mirrors modern psychology's understanding of how trauma is passed down until someone chooses to break the chain. Environmental stewardship. It highlights that small, incremental ecological choices eventually lead to a tipping point for the entire planet. Key takeaways. 1. Mindfulness of the start. Be wary of the first push. It is easier to refrain from an action than to stop the momentum once it has begun. 2. The power of the intervener. You have the agency to stand as a dead-end tile for negativity. You can choose to let a chain of bitterness or harm stop with you. 3. Accountability. We are responsible not just for our intentions, but for the predictable consequences of our movements. 4. Restoration is possible. Just as a sequence can fall, the tiles can be reset. Every new day is a fresh alignment, offering the chance to build a sequence of virtue rather than destruction. Check the comments for 100% free resources and join our school community. Like, share, subscribe, and let your light shine.